Hello and welcome. I am the Scraptastic Crocheter and my name is Amanda. Do you do this too? Do you save all the bands from your yarn balls and skeins? What do you do with them? Today I decided that I'm just gonna take my stash of ball bands and I'm gonna I sorted them through and I know how many I have of each of them, but I figured I don't need this, okay? It's fun to see what I've done these last few years. So from, I don't know when I started crocheting, it's about 2 years ago that I picked up crocheting again. And I have done a lot over these months. But I don't have the room to just store these ball bands. So today I have counted them up and I'm gonna show you what I have, what I've used. Of course there's skeins of yarn that I started that is not, like, they're not all finished yet, so I don't have all the bands here, but this is like finished, totally gone yarn. And I'm gonna start from zero after this. Like, I'm gonna show you what I have, and after I'm done with this, I'm gonna throw this away. Then I'm gonna start collecting them again, so next year we will see what I've used for the past year. Okay? So I don't know if you can see this, but here is quite a huge stack. Like, this is my go-to yarn, clearly. I have plenty of these. I have 45. This is the most I have of any yarn. And this is the Holly yarn from Rusta. It's a cheap or inexpensive yarn, I should say. I buy them 10 for $10. It's 50 gram skeins. And I have used these for blankets. I did the cat stitch blanket and mostly this yarn. I made a big blanket for my son with skeletons on it, or skulls. I don't think I have showed that one. I will put a reminder to myself to show you guys that blanket, but it's awesome. It's black, white, and red, all done in this Holly acrylic yarn. So yeah, way too many. Okay, 45. So that's like, I bought them 10 for $10. That's, yeah, that's some dollars, and I have more of that yarn, so that's definitely not the end of it. So what do I have here? The rest. I have one poly. It's a polyester yarn, same type of label because it's bought from the same store, but I only have one. I know that I used like probably 6 of these while I did the cat stitch blanket. I just don't know where these yarn labels ended up after I did that. So I might have thrown a few out on the way. The kids might have put their fingers on them. I don't know. We have mini acryl. There's 6 of these. These are tiny. This is from Yarnlabels, and it is 100% acrylic. It's a 3-weight yarn. It's 10 grams, 36 meters. Recommended 3 to 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. And wash cold, no tumble dry. These came in different, like, it was a little mini pack in different colors. So all of these with different colors. You can make fun projects with that. And let's see here, we have Alpe. It's a pure wool yarn. I have more of these stashed around the house. Amigo. I bought these to make the Baby Yoda hat and scarf. And one of the balls ran out. I have the rest stashed away for a future project. Really nice yarn to work with. Let's see here, we have cookie. I have used 2 cookies. and Cookie is a really wonderful yarn to work with. I have more cakes, because these are cakes. You can see the ball bands on these are quite a bit bigger than the other ones. But it's an acrylic yarn. They recommend 4.5 to 5mm crochet hooks. It's 200 grams, 600 meters. It's a roving style yarn, and I know that there is duplicates of this yarn from other brands. Serdar Jewel Spun is the exact same yarn. It's packaged a little bit different. They have a different kind of size of yarn balls, so I don't know exactly the size of those, but I believe they are smaller. That the Cookie with the 200 grams and 600 meters is the largest package, or the largest skein. Serdar Jewel Spun also looks to be like most of the colors are in both of the lines, but there's usually there's a color or two that differs, but other than that they're exactly the same. And then you have, is it Red Heart Roll with it Melange? It's also the exact same yarn, just packaged a bit different. They're manufactured in the same fabric, or like the same manufacturer. It's also, I think that one has like a middle range length to the yarn. If you put these three side by side, to me it looks like the Serdar is the smallest, and the Roll with it Melange is a little bit bigger skeins, and then Cookie has the most in the same skein. So if you have a hard time finding Cookie where you're from, look for the other ones, because they might be easier for you to find in your area. I have Cocoon Love Gone yarn in Swedish and Danish. This is a wool yarn, and I made socks out of this. I just tried out to make socks. It was my first trial and error. They were really ugly, but I know that they're loved where they are at now. I don't know if this is a yarn that you can get now, because this was gifted to me and it looked like it was old. Some other of my yarn is gifted and probably discontinued. This is one of the gifted yarns that I think you can still get though. It's Drops Big Delight. I had 2 skeins of that, and I made my Hexi Slippers in a pink colorway. That's this one. And made in Turkey. It's 100% wool. Hand wash, cold. No tumble dry. They recommend 5mm crochet hooks. It's 100 grams, 190 meters. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you can still get this. What do we have here? Let's go for Raggi. Yarbo Raggi. You can get this at a hobby website. You can get this at the Yarbo website. And this is 15115. Guess what? I can actually show you what this yarn looks like, because I have the rest of, I had 4 skeins, and then I made 2 pairs of my Hexi Slippers, and this is the leftovers that I have made one Frankenstein ball out of. So I have hidden in here one of the bands, and apparently 2 is missing. But this is gorgeous colors, don't you think? Isn't this just lovely? And my Hexi Slippers, you can see how I worked this out. Like, I had 2 balls side by side. I worked one ball into one slipper and another ball into another slipper, and then I did the same thing again. So this is like the 4 balls of yarn, whatever leftovers I had, and I made this. I don't know what I'm gonna make. Maybe Frankenstein Hexi Slippers. We'll see. So that was that. I went to my dollar store. We have dollar stores here in Sweden. Only one dollar store, and it's named Dollar Store. They had this recycled twirl twirl yarn creations. I believe they label all their yarns like that. I don't know if that's the brand, but it's 90% recycled cotton and 10% polyester, 200 grams, 70 crowns. That's about $7 ish, give or take. I don't know what the exchange rates are like right now. Tested for harmful substances, and when you look here, they recommend 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter crochet hook and knitting needle, and 200 grams is equal to 800 meters. It's a thin 4 strands, not like plied together, just side by side. So if you don't like the splittiness that can occur, then this might not be the yarn type for you. Wash cold, and you can wash it gentle. And this is color number 3, and doesn't say where it's made, just that it's manufactured for dollar store by Knower Apps. And here's actually a picture of the colors in this colorway. So it is from a gray going through greens into yellow. That's the colors that this yarn was. And I made a shawl out of this. It was gorgeous. I gifted that, so I can't show you, unfortunately. Next, we have Yarn Art Ideal. This is a cotton yarn. Let's see here. What does it say? 50 grams, 170 meters, 100% cotton. It says different color numbers because it's different yarns. It's classed as a fine 2 weight, made in Turkey, and wash cold. Oh, this is actually, I have not seen these on the other yarn labels, that they have it in Fahrenheit. Wash it in 104. So 40 is 104 apparently. But no tumble, dry, lay flat. I like this yarn. It's soft. I used 3 of these, at least that I have here. I have a couple ongoing projects and started balls that I haven't finished, so not all of them are here, but I have used more than 3 this year. I have Metallico, and here I have 3, but I know I finished 4 because I bought 6. And if you go to the Oak of Life shawl that I just made, because I made this with these yarn balls, I will show you exactly how much I have left out of the 6 balls that I bought. So I have lost a bit on the way, but it's a 70% polyamide, 21% acrylic, 9% merino wool yarn, and I have plenty of videos with this showing you how gorgeous it is. The Oak of Life shawl, and where I did a hobby haul, you can check those videos out if you want to know more about that yarn. It's gorgeous. It's soft and fluffy, and I love it. Okay, next let's go for these ones because they are here. It's a Favorit, and it's 100% acrylic, 210 meters. And here you have a website, bakemarks.com. I guess one place you can buy it. It's 100 grams. Falkgarn, that's where I've bought it from. I think that's the brand, and that's just a website where you can buy it. I'm not sure. I bought it straight from Falkgarn, their website. And this is, they recommend 5mm knitting needles. Of course I don't knit, so I don't really care about that, but I've used this with a 4mm crochet hook and it works perfectly fine. So I guess 104 Fahrenheit when you wash this. But yeah, I have this and I have a lot of it, and I have only blue because it was that's what they had, and I bought a lot of it just to have something to work with. These are a little bit spread out. I'm just gonna catch them to get rid of them because they're quite big. This is also a Falkgarn yarn. and this one says that it has a pattern on the inside, and it does. It's knitting pattern, so I don't really care about it, but it's mint caramel. So mint, of course, pretty obvious what that is, and caramel, yeah, just spelled in the Swedish way. What do we have here? We have 200 grams, 380 meters. It's 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Wash cold, no tumble dry, lay flat to dry. And they recommend a 5mm crochet hook, 5mm knitting needle. It's a striped cake. This was in minty blues to grays, and a little bit of beige. I made a cardigan for my grandmother. It was really fun to make. 3 of those. And then we have a bunch here of, oh, this was hiding. We'll take this one. Madrid by Marks and Kattens, 100% acrylic. It's 100 grams, 260 meters. Wash cold, made in Turkey. Not a lot of information on this one. This was a gifted yarn, and now I don't even remember what it looked like, because it wasn't a full skein. It was, someone had used some of it and I got the leftover scraps. So yeah, now we're going to the next Falk garn. It's Tone is what this one is called, and I have a bunch of this left. You will definitely see it in a video coming up. It's called Color Multigrain, which is multicolor green. And it's 100 grams, 250 meters. It's a 50% acrylic, 34% wool, 16% nylon. It's like a chain spun, or yeah, that's what it's called. It's chain spun with like a nylon cord type thing inside of it. And then the acrylic and wool mix is like blended into that. It's really gorgeous. Unfortunately, I don't have anything close by to show you, but definitely you will see it in the future. 4 to 5mm crochet hook, 5 to 6 when you're knitting, apparently. Wash cold, no tumble dry. Yeah. Here we have 6. I could have just looked at my little note, because I did write everything down. Okay. I just didn't think, and that happens. So what do we have left? I'm just gonna spread it out here. Not a lot left. We'll go for this Katja paint, and there's multiples too. I put them inside each other, and I don't remember what this was. Same color, different dye lots. So, oh, Sky and Concrete is the name of this one. Now I do remember. I made a poncho, and I don't have pictures or anything, because I did that before I started thinking of taking pictures of stuff I make, so that I have for like the future. I made a poncho and I made a scarf and I gifted them. It was really beautiful. Maybe I'll make something similar again, because it was a fun pattern to make. But this is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. It's 540 meters, 150 grams. They recommend 3.5 to 4mm crochet hooks, and 1 ball is enough for a scarf. Wash cold, no tumble dry. I'm not sure, but I see Spain here. So is Katja a Spanish brand? I don't really know. Like, I know I can find the Katja yarns here in not my yarn store, but one of the hobby stores in the town over. They have that, and for some reason I did not just expect to see Spain on this, but they don't have any information if it's made there or if it's just Barcelona, Spain. Don't know. Have to look into that. It made me a little bit curious. I don't think, like, Turkey and India and China. That's like what I expect to see really on most yarns where they're made. So, and all the like Danish stuff, they don't make it in Denmark. They have other countries manufacturing. So this is Stylecraft Special Dk, and I have a total of 15 balls of this that I bought in a kit, and 2 of the yarn balls I ran out of. The rest I still have to work with. It's 100 grams. It's made in Turkey, and 100% premium acrylic, approximately 295 meters, naturally anti-pilling, machine wash, cold, cool tumble dry, 4mm crochet hook recommended. I am a loose crocheter, so 3.5 is where I end up size wise on crochet hooks when I use this. So that's that. And here we have Cotton Bamboo Batik by Sasha and Meyer, SMK. It's a 50% cotton and 50% bamboo viscose, 50 grams, 120 meters. Made in Romania. Well, look at that, German brand. Wash cold, no tumble dry, crochet hook 3 to 4mm. Yeah, it's fun with these ones that they have the colorways on the labels like this. And I realized I did a little review on these, and I also found, together with these, not with the leftover yarns, I actually have this also, because this was a pack of yarn balls and I had all these colors, and this is like really cute if you buy a bag, I guess of 10 or something, that this is together with that, with like information about the yarn, and it's actually here in different languages. But it's fun to see all the like color variations of this. So I'm just sad that I didn't get to include this in the video that I made with these. And here we had 7 ball bands. Stashing them away. We have this yarn here, or the Garn Royal. I'm gonna take this one because it's already broken. I have 12 of this, and this is cotton 84. That's the sizing. That's very commonly used in this part of the world, at least Scandinavia. It's a 50 grams, 170 meters, and you can actually wash this differently depending on what yarn they're putting it on, because it says here if it's color, you can wash it in, this is not cold, 60 degrees centigrade, but no tumble dry. But if you're using the white or not bleed colored, then you can go up to 95 degrees. So I'm really like, this just has to be the fact that if you go warmer on the colored yarns, they will fade, but the yarn itself can actually take a higher temperature without getting damaged. It's just the color that will be fading. They say 2.5 to 3mm crochet hook, and yeah, plenty of those. Have more of that yarn stashed away. And here we have one of my favorite yarns. It's Universe from Hobby, and I have 4 of these ball bands here. I have talked about Universe in a few other videos. I've unboxed it and talked about it before. I've made a sweater. I have made a shawl for my mother. I'm making a shawl that I have been sneak peeking a little bit on my Instagram, and I'm hopefully gonna make a video on that fairly soon. I want to finish it first. So The Universe yarn is a 98% acrylic, 2% polyester, and polyester is like a sparkly strand that's in this yarn. It's gorgeous. It makes it really sparkle and look awesome. It's 100 grams and 462 meters, so it's a thin yarn with a lot of yardage. 3.5 millimeter crochet hook recommended. It's super fine. Wash cold, no tumble dry. Made in Turkey. You can buy them at Hobby. Awesome colors. Yeah. So this is now going into the bin. Okay. I have way too many yarn bands for my sanity. Like this just, I don't even know how much. Like I was gifted a lot. But this is quite a lot of money if you look at it like this, and it kind of makes me sad because crocheting is a lot of fun and takes away from thinking about that part of, like, you know, it's pretty inexpensive because you're entertained for a lot of hours for a very low amount of money, unless you're going for like high quality special brands, hand dyed stuff. Okay, then we're talking totally different leagues. But this is, yeah. I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm gonna see you again here, hopefully in a year to see how much I have accumulated over this coming year. But this is going out the door because I don't need this to just fill up a bucket. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and maybe this gave you a laugh to laugh at my craziness of hoarding this for no good reason other than a video that just, you know, made it a little bit extra fun. But today is the 15th of February, so I'm gonna hopefully get a new one out this day next year. And I just have to keep reminding myself about that. 15th of February 2023. I will see you then. No, hopefully I will see you before then. But this type of craziness, I don't need this for another year. Bye bye.